lounge where the stories climb high. Dr. Rhonda's in the groove where the pages touch the sky. Sip on inspiration, let the moments unwind. Eddie voice the horizon, new tales intertwine. From pen to passion where the art feels divine. Authors vibing together, creativity and time. So pull up your chair, let your spirit align. Horizons off the lounge where words come alive. Welcome to Horizons Off the Line.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, owner of Meet the World Image Solutions, a publicity and literary services company based in the DMV. As a publicist, publisher, and a 24-time published author, I know very well what it means to protect your intellectual property, because if you don't copyright your work, you leave money on the table and you allow somebody else to cash in on your hard work. Copyrighting your work costs as little as $45, but it gives you the power to claim up to $150,000 per violation in court. And without this registration, you remain vulnerable and your fight for justice becomes much harder. But what happens once that copyright runs out? This is why I support the creators' rights movement. It's a collective voice rising in defense of artists, authors, musicians, filmmakers, and all types of creatives. Because right now, outdated copyright laws mean that after a set number of years, your life's work can be stripped away and handed over to corporations, while your family, the people that you were trying to build a legacy for, receive nothing. Think about it. Families can inherit homes. They can inherit land, they can inherit money. So why shouldn't they inherit the creative property that holds equal, if not greater value? Copyright isn't just an economic issue, it's a matter of fairness and moral justice. The creative rights movement is fighting to change these outdated copyright laws by extending copyright indefinitely, which means that your legacy, our legacies, are preserved not just for today, but for generations to come. So don't wait until it's too late. Protect your work now. Protect your name and protect your legacy. And join us in this fight to make sure that creators' rights are respected, protected, and passed on. Hey everybody, it's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, and we are having some technical difficulties, but we are not going to let the devil get the best of us today. We are about to do this show. So what you saw a little earlier, that was our promo for the Creators' Rights Movement. You've been hearing me talk about it for the last few months. You've been hearing me, you've been seeing my reels, you've been hearing me talk about it. If you've been seeing me do a lot of my appearances, I've been discussing it. I've been talking about it, I believe, since October, maybe even September, about the Creators' Rights Movement. So we are going to be shedding a little bit more light on the Creators' Rights Movement and what it's all about. So if you have questions about it, if you have questions about copyright laws and what it's all about, what in the world I'm talking about, I have invited some of the heavy hitters with the Creators' Rights Movement to join me tonight to discuss the movement, what we are fighting for, and why you need to be a part of this. I joined the movement last fall as an author advocate because I wanted more authors to understand the importance of the creators' rights movement and why we should be a part of it. It's not just about music, it's not just about movies, but it's also about our books, it's about our creative works. So, but what I want to do right now is bring on a very special guest who can tell you more about it. So I'm going to bring on Mr. Mark Goldstein. He is the founder of the Creators' Rights Movement, and he is a person who's gotten us so excited and so motivated to be a part of this. And it's because of him that so many people have joined this movement and have gotten on board and have gotten so many people to sign up. And he's the one who keeps me motivated. So I needed to make sure that I introduced him to all of you. So without any further ado, Mr. Mark Goldstein, hello and welcome to the Horizons Author Lounge.
Thank you very much, Rhonda. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fine now. We had, like I said, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we are not letting that get the best of us tonight because we are here and we are about to start this show and we are about to educate the masses on why perpetual copyright is so important.
Definitely. Thank you.
So can you tell us, first of all, who actually is Mark Goldstein and why is this so important to you?
Okay, well, I'm an entertainment industry consultant. I've been doing this for years. I'm also a studio musician and a songwriter, full ASCAP publisher, BMI publisher, and an ASCAP writer. And so I have an interest in what other creators do as well as myself. As far as being an entertainment consultant, I've had artists on major labels that I've worked with, had hit records. Also, now I'm doing mentoring for developing new independent labels and other entertainment business models. And but I came across something about a year and a half ago pertaining to copyright, noticing that just out of curiosity, I just was checking what was going into public domain. And I noticed that on an article that it said that in Europe, the Beatles had lost the rights to the song Love Me Do on the sound recording. So I'm saying to myself, you know, a lot of musicians and recording artists that I grew up with that inspired me to get into the music industry. And now I'm looking at them losing their rights. And I've looked into it further, what copyrights are going to expire when. And I decided that this doesn't make any sense. So with that in mind, I researched the copyright law, Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, and the Constitution to see how they approach rights of ownership. And I found that I think the intent of the Constitution is to protect people's rights, and so were the other documents. But when they wrote the Constitution for the Act for music, for I should say copyrights, which didn't cover music in 1790 when it was enacted, it covered book charts and maps, which had no monetary value, just intrinsic value to say, hey, I own this. So they gave them 14-year ownership. And then at that point, it would go to public domain. The purpose of public domain was to share knowledge. So the knowledge of books, being able to rewrite them, take ideas, expand upon it. But that doesn't work anymore because you're talking about copyrights having multitude of monetary value, especially in the music industry and film. You're looking at something like $500 million for Bruce Springsteen's catalog sale to Sony Music in 2021. So as these things are growing, why would anybody want to give up their rights? And nobody understands the copyright law or is looking into it well enough to understand, even for mid-tier and low-tier artists or creators, this is monetary loss for them, especially if you want to bequeath it the same way you may pass down stocks, bonds, your home, jewelry, and what. You can't do that with copyright past 70 years past your demise. So it doesn't make any sense that this shouldn't be changed. The law needs to be changed, needs to be modified.
Well, as many know, I've been posting a lot of reels about the creators' rights movement and why people should be a part of this movement. And somebody asked a very interesting question. And she said, why should I care what happens to me 70 years after I die? Why should my family continue to make money off of me. And even though it's very fair for her to feel that way, there
Mhm.
are people who are creating right now because they want to establish a legacy for their families. They want to break generational curses, or they want to be able to create something that's going to be able to feed their grandchildren's grandchildren's grandchildren. And they're not going to be able to do that if they lose control of their creative rights in a certain amount of time.
Right, that's true. And if they didn't want to pass it on, they could donate it to a charity or worthy cause, but they don't have that right after 70 years. It's just taken away. So even if they did give it to someone else, it would be taken away. The idea is creative control. You want to have the right to say where your products, your creation, your ownership of material assets go. So the problem is they don't consider that creators' rights incorporates copyrights as an asset. It's not a physical asset. They consider it a copyright as a right to create something and own it for a period of time. But if you look at it a different way, those copyrights are physical assets, or they create physical assets. They create CDs, they created vinyl record, they create motion pictures on film. And so if you say that's not valuable to be able to keep, that's crazy. And also, and if you say that houses and art are viable only for passing on for perpetuity, that doesn't make sense, because when you create a house, you have an architectural diagram. The architectural diagram is similar to a copyright. It lays out the foundation for what it is you're protecting or you're creating. So, but that's copyrightable. The house is copyrightable, the architectural drawing, but you lose that also. But the property, the home, is you can pass it down forever. So if you didn't want to pass down your entities, such as copyrights, then you might not want to pass down your real estate or other assets, and you can give those away too.
So it should be the creator's choice whether they want it to go into the public domain or whether they want to keep it within their family, but it shouldn't be a choice that's taken away from them. It's basically what
It
you said.
shouldn't be. Because the copyright law was enacted in 1790 and there was no value to copyrights, they couldn't imagine in 250 years that the copyrights would extend to music, film. They didn't even know what that was. They'd never had it. And look where we are. What were they shooting then? For war purposes, muskets and cannons? We have nuclear weapons. We could destroy the whole planet in one day. So they didn't think about that. They didn't know. They didn't have that insight to understand, or foresight to know that this would happen. I think if they did, the copyright law wouldn't have been written that way. So it's time to change it.
So now, how do you want to change it? What is it? What exactly are you looking for?
Perpetuity for creators, identifiable creators and their heirs. I get telegrams. I get people writing to me, "Oh, you're going to try to protect the mid-century writers like Beethoven and Bach." There was no copyright. So we're not talking about protecting everything that was ever created. We're talking about people being able to pass down their legacy. So if you have a copyright, you don't have to give it up. That's the point. If you sell it, that's a different story. But if you own it, you're passing it down, or you develop the business, such as a publishing company or a record company off of the catalog, you don't want to lose that at any point in time. That's your legacy. So why form that and pass it down and have it taken away later?
Now, there may be some people who are saying, well, I've only sold a couple of copies of my book right now. So why does it really matter? Or they may say, my book isn't going to go very far. So why should it matter whether I have perpetual copyright on this book? I mean, not that many people have read it.
Well, a lot of times you may pass things down that might not have a lot of monetary value, but it's sentimental. So if you pass down a photo, of yourself or things, jewelry to your family, they'll remember you. So copyrights might be the only thing people have, or maybe part of their ownership legacy. So they may want to pass it down just so they'll be remembered. and whoever inherits it can say, "Oh, I have the copyright to my great grandmother's estate, and look what I have in the copyright. I have a copyright to her music she created that was either released or not released, but it's still a copyright, and it's something you can hang on the wall."
That's true, but I would even venture to say it goes a little bit further than that. If you look at somebody like Zora Neale Hurston, who, when she passed, she had pretty much nothing. And now later on, her work is basically resurrected. She's had her books made into movies. Um, her family should be able to benefit from that, or her estate should be able to benefit from that. So you never know what could be a small innocuous thing now could turn into something huge later on. You
That's
never
right.
know. You never know what's going to happen in the future.
No, it depends really how people find it to recreate it or utilize it. Sometimes they're pulling it out of public domain, and if it wasn't taken out of public domain or they didn't find it there, they might not have found it. So if someone is inheriting something, they need to make it public that they have this and let people see it. Then they could possibly license it or do more with it than that, or utilize it themselves directly and distribute it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I mentioned earlier that this is not just about books. I know we talk. I mean, I'm an author advocate with the movement, but you're in the music industry. But what are some other things that copyright touches?
Art, drawings, of course, books, and like you mentioned, music, film, anything that has a copyright is covered. We're working to have perpetuity for. And at least in the beginning, if it takes time to get that or get the momentum, if we're able to get enough signatures on a petition, we can at least start hitting legislators to extend the copyright law. In 1998, there was the Sonny Bono Act, which extended the copyright to 70 years past the life of the author. That was monumental, an increase of 20 years. But from what I've read, his goal really was to have perpetuity of copyright. But at that time, people weren't seeing how they would be able to go against the Constitution. So they were stating, that, the Constitution doesn't allow that. But you can challenge the Constitution by getting enough signatures to go to Congress and saying, we want to change this. So at least in that interim, I'd like to be able to petition Congress for the extension of copyright law for an infinite time, if at least 150 years. That's what I call infinite, because by that time, maybe some of the copyrights won't have value, but also they could be millionaire estates at that time. The value could have increased. Of course, you're looking at catalogs right now, like I mentioned, Bruce Springsteen, we have Beatles catalog, Beach Boys, we have a lot of new music. What's going to happen to that? We don't know. It could be nothing, or it could be monumental in another 150 years. So why should people give that up?
Absolutely, absolutely. And while we're talking about music, we have DJ Lucky, who has joined the chat. So I want to go ahead and let him in. And he's also a part of the creators' rights movement. Hello, DJ Lucky. Can you hear us? Lucky, can you hear us? I don't think Lucky can hear us.
No.
I can't hear nothing.
Okay. Well, maybe it'll click in. Because we heard you. Well, we're just gonna keep on talking. Maybe he has his computer on mute, Mark.
I'm gonna go ahead and come back in because I can't seem to hear nothing.
Okay, we're gonna let him back in a minute. We'll let him back in a minute. We'll see what's going on with Lucky. So yeah, we were talking about music. And music is a big one and that's the one we hear about the most. We heard about some of the most well-known cases was the Marvin Gaye case, where Marvin Gaye's family sued for copyright infringement with I believe that was with Robin Thicke. And then there's been also cases with Bruno Mars. There's been a number of copyright cases when it comes to music. And so we see that a lot. And being in the music industry, I'm quite sure you've seen it a lot as well. We see it a lot in the news, but there's probably a lot of cases that we don't even hear about.
Infringement cases are different because we're trying to change the actual copyright law to extend it. So after that, we'll probably want to tackle AI if they haven't resolved that to everybody's satisfaction. Infringement of copyrighted works for learning purposes for the AI companies, development, and also the streaming rates and monetization of music and other products needs to be up there, especially in the music industry with streaming. That lower tier artists aren't making any money. It's costing them more money to go in the studio to record it than what they're getting back. So how long can you maintain a career? I have artists contacting me. They have 5 albums. I asked them how much they made. They didn't make enough to cover the cost by a long shot. So that you have a lot of musicians now, songwriters creating in their own home, buying equipment, and then putting out the music that way, distributing it independently. So I don't think that model for streaming is going to work. It's a shame that it's gone that way. When we had least downloads in digital format, you could make some money because iTunes was paying 70 cents on a dollar if you distributed directly, but you'd have to get an account. So most writers, songwriters, musicians, producers went through an aggregator. They went through something like CD Baby, DistroKid, TuneCore, or they were lucky enough that they formed a label. They might be able to get into Sony Orchard or Believe Digital over in the UK and France and distribute for a percentage where they would take that percentage off the top and you wouldn't pay any fees. But with CD Baby, it's a hybrid. They take a percentage and they also, they'll release it for you, but you don't have to pay a yearly fee with them. So it's different. So everybody has a different model. But the problem is you still don't make any money.
Right, right. And, it just seems like it's very confusing for a lot of people, especially when you're new in the industry. And we see this a lot. As an author, I see it a lot in the literary industry, but I'm sure it also takes place in the music industry, where people are new, they're excited. In the literary industry, you see a person's excited about being able to get their book into print. They just get so excited about being published that they don't always understand their rights when it comes to copyright protection and giving up the rights to their book. And so often you'll see that many times they're promoting a book that they don't even get paid on. They don't even get paid for anymore. They're basically just promoting the book in name value only. And I'm sure that happens often in the music industry as well. They're just not getting paid for it anymore because they've given up all rights to their own work.
Mm-hmm. That happens a lot. And also with publishing of books, a lot of people are doing what they call vanity pressings. They're paying to get their books pressed and distributed. And they don't make any money back on that either unless it goes to a certain point. So it's not like going with a Doubleday or a major publisher. They're pressing and putting it out themselves and then trying to distribute it on Amazon. A lot of times that doesn't work. But, it's good for your ego, but it's not good for your pocketbook.
Exactly. And this is one of the reasons why we are going to be presenting the copyright workshop at the end of the month, and that we're also hoping that people will get on board with signing the petition. And that's the reason why we started the 1,000 Names in 30 Days campaign that is going on actually right now. So I'm hoping, let me see, Lucky is back, so I'm hoping that he'll be able to hear us now. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
I'm gonna add him in. Okay, we'll just keep on talking. Oh, there we go.
Can y'all hear me?
We hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear y'all this time. We're good to go then.
I thought we lost you.
Put a little light on me. Yeah.
Yeah, because all we saw was a little shadow.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. A little bit more light on me.
Okay.
I had to pop
Well,
in.
hello there.
Oh my God, you got a t-shirt already.
Oh yeah.
Well, hello there, DJ Lucky. How are you?
Hey, I'm magnificent, magnificent. No complaints.
All right. Well, we were just talking about perpetual copyright. We're having a great conversation about perpetual copyright. We were talking about especially people new in the industry who are just so excited about getting their music out there, getting their book out there, that often they don't realize that they may be giving up certain rights in the process. And we want people to understand their rights and why perpetual copyright is so important. So with that being said, can you talk to us a bit about why you decided to join the movement? Well, before you even do that, tell us who Lucky is.
All right, Lucky is a multi entrepreneur. They've been dabbling quite a few things. I have DJs United Global, of course, which has over 6,000 DJs up under the umbrella, worldwide. Then of course you have Just My Luck Promotions and Marketing, which we do, all brands of marketing things as such. I have the radio station, magazine, and also the street team. So you can kind of get my hands in a little bit of everything.
I see. I see. And why did you decide to join the movement?
Because my main goal is, with this is because I deal with so many entertainers, models, actors and things that's all involved in entertainment, and of course I deal with the ones that's like y'all talking about that are new to the game, trying to get their foot in the door and things like that and don't really be knowing. So it's like, I wanted to be that bridge to give them that education to learning the things that they need to learn, and so they can protect themselves and look out for their family in the long run.
And you have a network of DJs, I believe. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so getting the word out to them is actually pretty important because that's a pretty good number of people.
Yeah, but even with the DJs, they don't even consider themselves creators, but they don't. But the thing is, when they putting mixes together and things like that, it's like they're creating something. Then a lot of them now, they didn't jumped off into doing videos and things like that. So it's like, they are creators as well. So trying to get them on board and understand, what the movement is as a whole as well.
So what's it been like when you've been trying to spread the word? Are people recognizing the importance, or is this more of almost like an education type thing? Do people realize that, wow, I never realized that? Or yeah, how do I get signed up? How are people accepting this information or taking in this information?
It's that old saying, pulling the tiger's tooth. Because a lot of people just don't know, and a lot of people, especially these entertainers, they've been screwed over in so many ways in the business
Yeah,
that they scared of certain things. So when you're trying to educate them on certain things, it's like they skeptical, and it's like they don't really know, so they hesitant sometimes. But you just have to keep drilling it to them, and show them where it's best and how it's going to benefit them.
very true. Very true. Well, I'm trying to spread the word as much as possible with the reels, and I've been posting in author groups. I was telling Mark a little earlier that I had an author who asked, "Why should I care what happens 70 years after I'm gone? Why should my family continue to make money off of me?" I don't know if everybody realizes the legacy that you could be leaving after you're gone. When you're creating something, you may think that only a couple of people have heard of it, or only a couple of people have listened to it, or a couple of people have read it, but it could wind up being something very influential later on. When you think about when you think about some books that were that may have been small, comparatively small, or music that was comparatively small, or even movies that were comparatively small when they were first created, that were resurrected later on and became huge later on and wound up making a lot of money. But who benefited from that? That's the question.
Definitely, you know, thing is,
Uh-oh, we lost Lucky. That's all right. I'm sure he'll be back. He was about to drop some knowledge too. All right, so how can people sign the petition? And what are they doing what are they showing people when they sign the petition?
When they sign the petition, basically they're endorsing what we're trying to do, perpetual copyright. And also, it's also giving us a chance to expand into other areas, because if we get enough momentum on the perpetual side for the copyright, like I said, we'll go up to the AI if it's necessary, and streaming rates and rights. You know, be able to, another thing with streaming, you should be able to set your price of what you want to sell it for, and not be locked in, because I think that's for that, I should say, for download sales, you should be able to set the rate. For streaming, you should be able to have a range of rate. So if you wanted to, let's say, get the maximum out of it, you should be able to get more money than you are. But if you don't care about the money, you just want people to be able to get it. And if they change the way the structure is, where they're streaming at a different rate, meaning that the membership fees right now go to cover. So maybe they could do another base where a percentage of the membership fees would be going to different tiers, break it up a little bit. So if someone's streaming and want to just get it out there, they don't have to get paid as much, or they could do an incentive, and that maybe the streaming company would promote it more for them. Another way of monetizing to get it out there. But I think really the main goal is to get those rates up, because nobody's making money.
Now, you've mentioned AI a couple of times. Are you against AI in the music industry?
No, I'm against using it to develop the training model, or for copyrighted works without permission. I think something went to court and they actually changed it to some degree, but there had to be a lot of control and censorship, where you can't utilize something under copyright unless you have a written agreement and you approve it, the use of it. And you should be able to withdraw it if you don't like what is happening with your product.
Okay, and the reason why I asked, because there are a lot of AI artists out here now. They're making music just using AI, and they're blowing up pretty huge these days.
I know, because AI models already copied enough music to be able to create things that people want. So I'm not against using AI or if it's on your own product. If you're writing something and you want to enhance it, like people use AI when they're writing documentation for wording, for spelling, things like that. So if you want to correct something that you did musically, make sure that parts coincide and don't clash with each other, that's acceptable. But to use AI to copy someone else's music or create something off another work, that's not acceptable.
Very understandable. Okay, I think Lucky's back. Oh, Lucky's leaving again. Okay, Lucky's having some issues, Mark. I don't know what's going on. But that's okay. Uh-oh, wait, he's back. Oh, he changed up on us. Let's see. Lucky, you all right? Lucky?
Yep.
You all right?
I don't know what happened, but everything froze up on me. I had to switch up on what I can use. But
you were
back.
You were just about to drop some knowledge, and then you disappeared on us.
I know. And now I don't even remember what the knowledge was I was about to give him.
Well, we were talking about.
I was gonna give him some good game, but I'm.
Well, we were talking about
because we was talking about
work
the,
copyright,
the
and we were talking about in the music
them not
industry.
understanding what a
Yeah,
legacy.
exactly.
Am I freezing up on this one too?
No, we waiting on you.
Oh, yeah, because it froze up on this thing. But yeah, but we was talking about legacy, and that's the thing I ask people all the time. What is your legacy? What do you plan on leaving behind? What do you want people to remember you for? So, so if you're doing all this stuff, what are you doing it for? Evidently, you're doing it so people can remember you, because and it's like I compare them, say, like Michael Jackson and Prince. They are legend and legendary. So their legacy lives on past their life, and it's like, your kids are going to always know who Michael Jackson and Prince is. So it's like, why not understand and care about what your legacy is? You're doing this for a reason. You want people to know who you are. You want people to listen to what you put out there. So you might as well protect it for the long haul.
Absolutely. And um, even if people don't make a whole bunch of money off of your work, the fact is that you want to be remembered for something. I think that's what I'm hearing from you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That old saying, if you're gonna stand for something.
Right. And there are a lot of people who are standing with this movement. And speaking of standing with this movement, there have been some notable people who have joined the movement. Who are some of the people who have joined together in this movement?
Is that a Mark question or
I
my
think I think
question?
it's a Mark question, but I hope he's not frozen.
We have Dana Brown, who is an attorney and also a creator. We have Kim Weeks, who is working with me on bringing in more people to help spread the word. I have Bless Delmar, who's also helped actually built the website, the initial one. We have Roderick Woods, who's helping maintain it now. We have, I would say, 14 people, including yourself, on staff doing different tasks. Plus, we have an additional, I would say, 20 volunteers now coming in as brand ambassadors and spokespersons to help spread the word and get the petition out there to the point where we have enough viable signatures to make a statement.
And that's the huge part, is just getting those signatures. So if you are watching the show right now, and if you are so motivated, we just ask that you will click the link. It is in the chat right now. Click the link and sign the petition. There's also a press release there that will tell you more about the movement and what we are doing, and our campaign to get 1,000 signatures in 30 days. And we're doing pretty well. We're almost to 2,000 signatures, but we need your help to get to that 2,000. So reach out, get a friend, and everybody sign it. I think if we get, let's see, what is this? Today's the 13th. So that means we have what, 17 more days in the month? So with 17 more days in a month, I think if everybody, I'm not good with the quick math. I'm a writer, not a mathematician, but I'm thinking if we can get maybe about 3 to 5 people a day to sign, we can do this. If everybody just taps somebody on the shoulder and gets somebody to sign the petition, we can surpass 2,000 signatures by the end of the month.
Yeah, because like I tell everybody everybody got somebody in their family that's a creator, whether you know them up close and personal or not. Support them. Go sign this petition, because the legacy lives on, and that's part of you. So help a person, help a friend, help a cousin, a brother or a sister. Just sign a petition. That's all.
The point I always try to make to people
Because
is
I think
that,
we all have.
oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think we all have somebody in our family who is trying to build something. So signing a petition doesn't cost anybody a dime, and you're supporting that person. I know you're probably getting tired of that person saying, buy my book, buy my record, buy my painting or whatever. This is a way you can support that creator in your family, and you don't have to spend a dime. Just sign that petition so we can get the copyright laws changed. So that means that that person's art can benefit them and their families longer. I'm sorry,
Right.
Mark, what were you going to say?
Oh, sure. I was going to say the point I want to make is that by signing the petition, you're supporting the creators who created your environment growing up and even now, the people who created the films you love, the music you love. You may be in a fan club. Honor these people by helping them to save their works. Talking about them and saying, "Oh, I love that music. Oh, you're the greatest guitar player," doesn't do anything. Talk is cheap, but you have taking action is what's imperative. And we're not asking for much. Just asking to sign a petition. We're not looking for donations to help push it. Just sign it. We need a certain amount to at least get the word out. And if we're going to make a statement to Congress, they want to know the general public, not just the creators, are supporting this. So if you support creators, you're supporting their legacy, you're supporting their heirs, you're also creating an environment where people will want to continue to create quality products because they'll be able to control the legacy. It's not just the money, but the integrity of the work. People, once it goes into public domain, anybody could change the work, rewrite it, and it may be offensive to the public. It may be even offensive and not approved by the creator's heirs. So, but they can't do anything about it unless they control the legacy. So that is another reason why we're going for perpetuity of copyright. It's perpetuity of integrity of the creator's works.
Perpetuity. It's a fancy word for saying forever, y'all. That's
Yes.
what we want. We want forever. Another notable person who is supporting the movement is our national spokesperson, Rick Abernathy, and he's a former owner, or excuse me, a former vocalist and the co-owner of Lakeside. Who, if you were listening to music back in the 70s and 80s, I used to love Lakeside, and I still love Lakeside. But he's one of our national spokespeople, and he's been spreading the word about the creators' rights movement as well.
That's great. And also, one thing that people don't realize, about 5 months ago, 100 celebrities, including Paul McCartney and Ben Stiller, wrote a letter to President Trump asking him not to allow the AI development companies to use their copyrighted work for learning purposes. They wanted to protect the integrity of their work. Now, that was one effort. I don't know how well that did, but it did go to court, and they are modifying things. I don't think it was based on that, because Trump isn't involved, I believe, in helping that. So my point with that is, if all these people band together and signed a petition, we get all the major artists on this thing, they're going to win. So we're trying to get the word out to make enough noise so media will cover us, and we can get to the higher echelon people that we're trying to approach right now and get them to understand that this will work for them. We have several coming in right now as I speak. Rhonda mentioned Rick Abernathy. I have others, and you'll be seeing over the next couple of weeks these people coming out and making a statement.
And it doesn't have to be rich people. Regular, everyday people, the people who read the books, the people who listen to the music, the people who enjoy the art. Your voices count as well. So I know we're talking about the famous folks, but the regular people, we could use your support as well. This is something that everybody can get on board with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Lakeside would say, come along and ride on a fantastic voyage, And that's what this is. It's a voyage, y'all. The movement.
You're about to jam with it,
I just remember that part.
Well, we're getting close to the time. Are there any final words that you would like to part with? We'll start with you, Lucky.
I just, want to tell everybody, the time is now. You don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. And right now, this movement is here. It's moving. We just need the help. We just need you to take 2 minutes out of your day, click through there, sign the petition, help us get it in the hands of Congress so we can make these changes. We're not asking for a lot, not asking for much. Just 2 minutes out of your time, quick little signature, and we can move forward. And just remember, today you may just be a regular person, but you may come up with an idea tomorrow, and that puts you in the creator space. So you want to protect your own stuff. So sign a petition.
Amen. Amen. Mark?
Definitely. Yeah, I would say that I would like to see people get behind this. I sign a lot of petitions. I've signed over 140 petitions in the last 2.5, 3 years. I signed up with change.org and care2.org to do this. So, I mean, I care about people and their issues. I think people should care about this too.
Amen. So you heard it here. We did have the petition on the screen. Please, please, please sign the petition. If you have more questions, we are having a copyright workshop on April 30th. It is virtual, so it doesn't matter where in the country you are. If you click the link, www.mtwimagesolutions.com/copyright-workshop. Like I said, it's an absolutely free workshop. We have slots for 100 people. So come on in, register, and get this great information. We will walk you through the process of how you can copyright your work. We're going to dispel some of the myths that are attached to the copyright process. And we're going to answer questions about the copyright process. We will also have people on hand to talk more about the creators' rights movement and why you should be a part of that. And we will have the link available in case anybody wants to sign the petition. This is great information that we are giving away all throughout this month. Make sure that you are watching social media so you can see those reels. The reel that we posted earlier today was about Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday was making millions of dollars before it hit the public domain. And now nobody's making money off of that. That wasn't a free song all its life. I mean, the whole time. I mean, that was a song that people used to have to pay for, and then it hit the public domain, and that family's not making money on that song anymore. We don't want to see that happen to you. And there are a lot of really cool commercial-like songs out there that if they hit the public domain, anybody can benefit from. We don't want to see that happen to your work. This is why we do what we do. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. Make sure you sign up for this copyright workshop. The link is still on the screen. Make sure you sign the petition. So I want to thank DJ Lucky. I want to thank Mark Goldstein. Thank you both for joining me tonight and discussing this very important movement. I really appreciate you guys, and I learned something from you guys as well. So before we leave, is there, I know we talked a lot about the creators' rights movement, but do either of you have some initiatives going on in your own professional careers that you would like to plug very quickly?
Lucky?
You can go for. Yeah, well, we got the radio station. We got a physical location. I heard a lot of announcements. We about to do a launch with that. We got a tour that's about to kick off the summer. This hot in the summer city tour. So it's going to be coming to a city near you real soon. And other than that, just steady grinding with with what we're doing. And I got a couple artists that I'm managing, so they're gonna be coming real soon as well.
Okay, we'll have to keep an eye out for you. How can we follow you?
Yeah,
I'm lucky.
Go ahead, Lucky.
Yeah, it's Lucky 7467 and Lucky Smith on everything.
Okay, Lucky Smith on everything.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna be following you so we can learn more about these artists you have coming out and the upcoming tour and the radio station. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mark?
I want to thank Lucky. He's been an instrumental part in helping getting this going. He only told a little bit about what he does. He's actually doing a lot more than what we discussed here. And I also want to let people know that if they want to ask me any questions or contact, I'm on Facebook. You can just reach out to me, comment, or send a text message to me there through Messenger. And one of the things that people don't realize, especially the artists, because I haven't made an announcement yet, but I'm looking to take creators right past the advocacy stage and create opportunities for artists that will be able to protect them, develop them through the company the right way. And that's what my goal is, because my work is entertainment industry consulting. I mentioned I've had artists on major labels. I'm looking to do that again. But this time, I only want to work with people who care about other people. So in order for me to even be interested, they have to be involved with us.
All right. He said it there, and he did not mince his words. Didn't bite his tongue. He didn't mumble. If you care about other people, he cares about you. If you care about yourself, he ain't worried about you, Mark. All right. So once again, gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the Horizons Author Lounge tonight. This was a great conversation. I appreciate you both. You have a wonderful evening, and may God continue to bless you. And let's continue to grow this movement.
Thank you, Rhonda, for your help. You've been instrumental too, especially with the authors. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
As well.
Thank you. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
All right,
Bye.
All right. So there you have it, guys. All the information you need to know about the creators' rights movement. I hope that this inspired you guys to sign the petition and get more involved with the creators' rights movement. Make sure you sign that petition. Help us to reach this goal of getting these outdated copyright laws changed. Now, I just wanted to, while we have a couple minutes, let you know that the last couple weekends have been great. I've been able to meet some great people. As you know, I had book signings on the first 2 weekends of the month here in the DMV. The first weekend I was at what's the name of that place? It was a coffee shop out in Virginia. But Blend, that's what it was called. It was called Blend Coffee Shop. And then they had a nice little festival out there. And it was nice. It was not a crowd that I was used to, but I was able to meet some new readers. I was able to sell a few books and make a couple of connections, and I appreciated that. That was wonderful. And then this past Saturday, I was in Baltimore, and I've not been to Baltimore in ages, but I was there this past weekend, and I really enjoyed it out there and made some great connections there too. And I got to see my soror, so I really enjoyed that as well. And got to see a couple of places, some places I might want to look into for the 2027 Black History Month Literary Weekend. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful places. And like I said, sold some books, met some new readers. That's what it's all about. So I was really happy about that. Now, on the 23rd, if you are here in the DMV, I will be at Busboys and Poets, but I'll be doing something a little bit different. Some of you know that I'm a part of the alumni board for the Armed Services Alumni Program. Alumni Partnership. And what this is, Arts Partnership. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all, don't get me. The Armed Services Arts Partnership. And what this is an amazing program that offers free creative workshops for veterans and their families. It's the Armed Services Arts Partnership. And we are going to be having a showcase on the 23rd at Busboys and Poets. And I'm going to be doing storytelling, oral storytelling, which is something I totally love. It's a new thing that I picked up over the last couple of years. And I'll be telling a new story. And I want you guys there for it. Donation to get in is only $10. You guys definitely want to be a part of it. I'm going to be the only oral storyteller there. There are also going to be comedians there, some music. We're going to have a really, really good time. And if you've never been to Busboys and Poets, you need to go. The place is amazing. And it's a beautiful space that you should be a part of. And I will be talking a little bit about the creators' rights movement, of course. And I'll be spreading the word about that. Don't worry. And I'll be also talking about my own writer journey. So you definitely want to be there in the place. So just be looking out for more information on that. I'll have that on my social media this week. I would love for you guys to be there. It'd be nice to see some familiar faces in the audience. So that's what I have going on this month. That's my last appearance for this month. And then next month, I'm going to Antigua. And I will be doing a book signing in Antigua. This is not just a vacation. This is a business trip. I will be doing my first book signing in Antigua with 10 Pages Bookstore. Thank you so much for allowing me to invade your space. I'm looking forward to seeing you all and meeting some international readers. So I'm excited about that. More information to follow on that. If you were going to be taking a vacation at the same time, I'll be out there. I would love to see you there. So more to come on that. More to come. But that is all that I have for this week. I will see you guys tomorrow on Black Authors Matter TV. And then I'll see you again right back here next week, where we'll be talking with 2 more amazing authors. And just so you know, if you are an author out there and you want to be on the show, we have some slots available, a couple of slots available in May and just a couple of slots available in June. And then we'll be going into summer. So if you want to get on the show, this is the time to do it, because those slots are starting to fill up. We just had a slot got snapped up this morning. So I don't want you to miss your chance to be on the show. So that's all I have for tonight, guys. Love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. May God continue to bless you. And don't forget to sign that petition and register for the workshop. Love you guys. Bye-bye.